Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about how my dressage club views have changed over the last couple years and what you can expect going into dressage clubs for a longer, more extended period of time. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I feel like in order to outline this all for you, I need to go into depth a little bit about how my experience with clubs was. So I started out joining dressage clubs when I was like level 12 as a player, and I continued all the way up to now where I'm level 20. And that was, I want to say, like over the past two and a half years or so. So I have spent a lot of time in clubs. Now, the first couple of clubs I can join, you probably could imagine, were pretty beginner since I was a lower level and couldn't join the big clubs. So at the time, I was pretty excited and there was a lot to learn, and dressage got me really excited. I also kind of viewed it as a way to entertain myself, similar to how YouTube or Instagram or other social medias would work. It was very entertaining for me, and I was super ambitious. Now, as I, got into bigger clubs, I think I kind of took advantage of that entertainment too much, and I just got too engaged with it. And that caused me to be more affected by situations that would happen in the club, whether they would be good or bad. I'm not going to go too much into depth with that because that is some other things that I could talk about in a different video. But yeah, so basically I kind of became very close to this club thing, which I think it just did too much to me. It took a negative impact, and then I took a 1 month break. So over this time, clubs were just really growing on me, and I became very, I would say, emotionally attached to them. And that's kind of like the main thing I could think about during the day, which is not a super healthy mindset to have. But then moving into the end of last year and this year, moving into the whole of last year and the whole of this year, I just got so much better with clubs. I mean, one of the hardest things for me about the clubs was the ability to let go. And when you get at a higher level, and I'm talking like level 20, level 21 maybe, over 1 year of club experiences, you kind of start to calm down a little bit. And that's really hard for me to explain because I view it almost like a phase. Like you start as a very ambitious student for Star Stable dressage, but as you become more experienced, you're so used to so many different situations, it's almost like you're bored of it, but you're not. It's just that you've calmed down about it. So now, doing dressage practices and everything, that's normal to me, and I don't get overly excited for them or anything because they're just something that I do every day, nor do I overreach for every opportunity I get. It's just that things have calmed down a lot more, and that's definitely something that you should expect, and something that I see other people go through too. Once you get used to clubs, be ready for them to be a little less chaotic. Once you find your place, it's like you found your place, things are good. And for some people that takes a longer time, and for some people less. But let me just say, whatever phase of dressage you're in right now, know that other people are going through the same thing, because I always felt like I was the only one who felt certain ways about things, and that's totally not true, because there's so many people who are going through that. And so I thought it would be helpful at this point in the video to share some different phases that I kind of expect everyone to go through at some point in time. The first phase that I think we've all been through is the club hopping phase. Now, for me, that was actually a pretty short phase, and I'm not going to say I was proud of it because I wasn't, but I think there's a lot of like stereotypes and stigmas around people who are club hoppers on Star Stable, and lots of people are like, oh no, you're a club hopper, we don't want to accept you. But I think there's a lot that explains club hopping, and for me, that club hopping phase was early on in my dressage journey, I guess you could say, because I was really, really excited to join clubs at the time, and so the second I was bored in a club, I would leave. So that's one thing to point out, is like that club hopping, it's not uncommon, and it's usually because you're looking for excitement. So my best tip, if you're going through that phase right now, is to chill out and let yourself think about your club before you leave. A lot of people decide, you know what, I'm right on this, I'm gonna start my own club. That is perfectly fine, but just wait. I recommend waiting at least a week, and trust me, that will definitely help. If you just wait a week to think about it, totally changes you. Now the next phase, which I just slightly covered just now, is the start your own club phase. I think 99% of people have done this before. Is once you've been in a club for a month, you're like, you know what? I have gained all the knowledge in the world of Star Stable dressage. Now it's time to go off and adventure on my own. And I did that too. And I thought I could own my own club. And I'm sure I could have. But I decided to join Metal Queens instead. And my main tip, if you're going through that right now, is to think about how many more things you can learn before you start club owning. Because let me just say, club owning is a hard thing, and especially the growth aspect of it. So the best thing you can do to be a good club owner is to prepare yourself by learning as much as you can about dressage first. So if you haven't joined a big club yet, if you haven't been an instructor before in a club, do that. Be a co-owner first. Do all this stuff so that when you become an owner, you're like, you know what? I got this. That is definitely my best advice for that. Now, the next phase that less people go through, but it's still pretty common, is the big club phase, which I'm in now. I'm in that phase, so like a lot of people, they'll choose to join big dressage clubs at some point in their Star Stable journey, and that happened to me last August. I chose to join a big club, and honestly, I have nothing to say about this phase. I think it's great. I think it gives you lots of dressage experience, and my main advice for people who are joining big clubs to gain more dressage knowledge is to just keep an eye out for things, because lots of things happen in big clubs. So stay alert, but don't overdo it. Manage your workload. Just focus on your health, because big clubs, trust me, it can be really, really stressful. Okay, so I think those are the three. Oh wait, no, there's one more phase I need to talk about, which is the Discord phase. And I think a lot of people stick with this phase because it's honestly not even a phase, it's just a thing. But at one point after you start Star Stable, most people get Discord, especially if you're older. Younger people don't a lot, but like if you're in your teens, I guess, that might become a thing for you. And I mean, that's you, so go for it. Just make sure that when you are getting Discord, you know that you can manage it well. A lot of people assume that they are old enough for it, but in reality, they just get themselves into lots of club drama. Not a good thing. So if you're joining Discord, make sure you're mature enough and you can handle it. And that is all for this video today. So I hope you enjoyed and you learned a little bit about my phases. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.